Alright everyone, welcome back. It's Albert LaBelle, and we've got another chance to do a product review for Elemake. This is the Elemake, let me see where it says on the box, right here. This one is the AX-MKS001R. So if you wanted to look it up, just punch that number in right there on the Elemake website, and this one right here will pop up. So as you can see, this is just the empty box. What I have is kind of a little mock. I had to jimmy rig something here. I hope you all can bear with me on this. Let me slide this over. I'll explain why I had to use this mock-up right here in a second. This one right here, if you have a very standard type front door like most of us do, at least here in the US, where you only have, say, the one hole for a key and knob, or the two holes so you can have your key and knob, locking doorknob, and a deadbolt. This one here is going to require a couple extra holes. So here's what it looks like when it's installed. That's the inside. Obviously this is the outside. But the extra holes I'm talking about. So if you have a very standard door where you only have the one hole, right, in your front door, this lock here is going to require 4 more 3/8 inch holes. So keep that in mind, okay, when you're purchasing something like this. It's all doable. You can do that, but just keep in mind, it is going to require some more holes than your standard key and knob doorknob. All right, so we got that out of the way. Another thing I'll get out of the way real quick too is the combination, the factory combination on this is all 6 of these top numbers. So it's basically what, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8. Or it can be, remember, these don't have to be in order, so it could be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't matter as long as all 6 of these top ones are pushed in. That's the factory default code. Obviously, you would take this panel off. Now, they made this easy. You don't have to take this whole thing off the door to change the combo. All you need to do is take these 2 screws out. The rest of this will stay on the door. This panel will come off. Change the combo, which I recommend doing a couple of times a year so that the buttons kind of wear evenly so Mr. Bad Guy can't tell which buttons you've been pushing. So yeah, they made it nice and easy to do that. Take these 2 off. Panel comes off. Switch around the coated pin tumblers, they call them, and put it back on. Good to go. But yeah, I would do that a couple times a year personally. Alright, so what is it? It's the same, basically, or very similar to the Elemake MKD001 we did on video number 479. But this one, they took away the keyhole, if you didn't notice that yet. So, in a way, this one is completely pick-proof. There's nothing to pick. But, I do have to point something out real quick. They've got this latch on here, what they call anti-friction latch. Okay, so this door would be pulled shut, right? Coming this way, okay? So this latch, there's a little button right here. Hopefully you can see that. So that's going to push in first and help push the latch in. But, as you can see, this is fully spring-loaded, even when the door is locked. So I think, with a little bit of work, this one can be slipped, okay? You can probably slip the latch if there's a gap on the side between the door and the jamb. So I'm not a big fan of that latch right there. So I needed to point that out. So keep that in mind too. Now, my front door personally, you're not going to get something down the side and do that. So, you know, you might want to take a look at your front door. And if that can happen to your front door, you might want to do an upgrade. But anywho, keep that in mind. That is spring loaded. Okay. Alright, so, let me see. I wrote down a couple pros and cons real quick. Well, first of all, how does it work? Right now it's locked. Okay, now remember, these top 6 buttons are the coded ones. So we can push, the order doesn't matter. So we can push, boom, boom, boom. Now the door's open. Okay. When you leave the house, to lock the door, all you do, pull the handle up. Now it's locked. It was that easy. Not only does it lock the door on your way out, but it also resets this. So if you're punching in your combo, oops, pushed a couple wrong buttons. Just raise it up, it resets it. Push in the correct ones, Now you're good to go. Pull it up, lock it, reset it. Door's locked, reset. But from the inside of the door, it's never locked. So you don't never have to worry about putting in a code, grabbing a key. It's not like a deadbolt. It's always open. So on your way out, you're not going to get locked in. Nothing to turn, nothing to unlock. It's just always unlocked. So that's a pro or a con. Depends on what you're looking for. But very simple again. And yes, on the cons, these can be decoded, okay? But personally, I think you're going to be there so long, I don't know that that's likely to happen. But it can happen. Yes, they can be decoded. That's a fact. But I don't think it's likely to happen because of the time it's going to take for you to figure it out and do it. Alright, so, but yeah, we'll get that out of the way. So, let me go back over a couple pros and cons that I took note of. Pros, again, with a no keyhole, so there's nothing to be picked, bumped, raked, etc. No batteries, no wiring, nothing. Fully mechanical. Easy to lock, I mentioned that. Just pull up on it, and your door's locked. Boom, done. Never locked on the inside. All stainless steel, by the way. 301 stainless. Easy to remove panel. I mentioned that already. Just 2 screws, pop it off, change your combo, pop it back on. Done. You don't have to remove the whole thing from the door. Another pro. I will leave the link for this down in the description section of this video. And they're offering still, just like they did on the first one, 10% off for my viewers. Just use a coupon code and put in my name, Albert, A-L-B-E-R-T. You'll get 10% off. So that's pretty cool. Appreciate that from Elemake. Alright, now, cons. Let me make sure I covered them all. Yep, they can be decoded. We know that's possible. Oh, and again, with the extra holes needed. Keep that in mind. And one more thing. These are sold as a left or a right. You can't take these handles off and flip them the other way to put it on the other side of the door. So remember, if you're going to order one of these, make sure this one right here is a right, what they call a right handle. So if you're going to put it on the other side of the door, you'll need a left handle. So keep in mind, if you're going to order one of these, make sure you get the right or left handle. Okay? This one again is the right handle, what they call a right handle. Let's see, what else? The extra holes. Bada boom, bada bing. Be sure to choose left or right. Oh yeah, and the latches. So the latch that they included with this one right here, there's 2 different sizes they include, which are the, let me see which one's here. The one I have on here is the 60 millimeter or the 2 3/8, but they also include this one, which is a 70 millimeter back set they're talking about, or 2 3/4. So this would be farther back, as you can see where that square is. That one was set farther back, but they include both of those with this kit. Alright, so I think we covered all the pros and cons. I didn't mention the price. This one runs $69.99. Or I mean $69.99. And I gotta tell you, I like it. The one thing that I do not like is this spring-loaded latch. I'm not a fan of that. I wish it would lock when the door's locked, because I think that can be slipped. But other than that, I do like the lock. Even with the possibility of it being decoded, I don't see that happening. I think, Mr. Bad Guy's going to find an easier way in than sitting at your front door trying to figure out what buttons are loose. But, just keep that in mind. But there it is. Again, that's the inside, never locked. And the outside, locked. Put in the numbers. Boom, it's unlocked. When you leave the house, just pull it up and your front door's locked now. That simple. No keys to lose or fumble with on your way in. Just punch in your code and you're in. Bada boom, bada bing. Done. So that's it. That is, again, let me see that part number. The Elemake AX-MKS001R. I will leave all that down in the description section of this video along with the coupon code. Alright, so that's it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you like the lock as much as I do. I do think it's cool, but I'm not a big fan of that. I have to point that out again right there. All right, so that's it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, if you're not subscribed yet, you need to do so because all the cool people are doing it, and you don't want to be left out. Thank you.